So let's bring these guys.
It's time to attack Mora Sul.
Yes, that's right. Let's put an end to the slave drivers. Follow me to town. We'll meet outside the gates of Mora Sul.
So we have no choice but to follow him. I think he'll stop if we don't. Yeah. Well, I wish we could have just met him there. Now, the problem with this is I think these guys might run past Murat's Oasis. They also might not. I'm getting ahead of KR, so... Yeah, I think they might have been... Their path might have been changed, so they go through the ruins instead. Or not. So, it's possible, depending on how close they cut it, that they might get the attention of the Hashishin at the Oasis, but we'll see what comes of it. I don't know if it was intentional that they run so close with the expectation that you are going to kill the guys at the Oasis as well, or if it's just like really weird pathfinding. Because those three guys, like these ones, are not going to the Oasis, but these guys are. So if we want them to stay alive, we gotta deal with this. Orknarox doesn't give a shit. Oh dear, oh my. I have no choice but to kill Mizir, unfortunately. And there we go. Alright, now back to work, you fools. Alright, KR, let's move. What are you doing? Stop! Don't! I don't fucking believe it. You fucking kidding me? Damn it. Alright, well these guys have already made it. They must have gone through the same glitchy path. No, I don't really have a... I can't even target the Hashishin. Stop that. I can't even hit the fool. Are you kidding me? I literally can't even. Why can't I attack you? There's got to be a way to do this. This should be able to hit him. No? Fuck! Are you kidding me? I can't even attack Mora Sul! This is bullshit! I can't fucking do anything! Alright, here we go. Somebody I can target. Alright, now the real liberation has started. But I do have to worry about... Oh, holy fucking Christ. Why are you walking and clapping, bitch? Start fighting. It's for your freedom as well. Look at this guy, he's right in fucking front of you! God's fucking sake! Great. Fuck you to hell in a handbasket. Get out of the fucking way! Holy shit, this has turned into fucking bullshit. All because those guys ran through the fucking ground. God damn it. Anctos, you are as much a part of this as we are. Why don't you start fighting?
That one hit home.
Fuck you. On the plus side, we do have Angar helping us. Die, Ramon. Fucking hell! Are you kidding me? Alright, something's like really fucked up about this. The fact that we're attacking the city should have tagged all of the Hashishin inside as whatever orange means. And it should tag the people I'm following as friendly, so their names are green, which means I shouldn't be able to target the nomads, I should only be able to target the Hashishin to prevent bullshit like that from happening, because that went straight through that Hashishin and killed KR instead. Which is fucking shit. I want to try and take out... the mage first. Ningal. There we go. That was a first order business. Now let's find a point where I can stand and not get absolutely ass-raped by everything. Why isn't this guy doing anything? Fuck you, Ismail. No crescent blade for you. Fuck your bow. Come on then, bring me more. Fuck you, chicken. Of course, I still have to be ludicrously careful not to kill the nomads doing this. Seal, you prick. Ernesto, you prick. Hamid, you prick. Nasib, you prick. Merchant of Death, you prick. Gonzales. Oh, come on, that hit that dead guy's foot. This guy's trying to kill me, so he has to die first. Yeah, don't hit the fucking nomads, please. Oh lordy, oh shorty. Felipe. Ramon, you prick. Bandero. Oh, nomad died. Oh, Gonzalez killed him. Die! Fuck, I'm out of mana.
Stop right there.
No, I won't. Yes, that's right. That's fucking right. Now, can you not run through the ground again? Where the hell do you think you're going?
Morasul has fallen. Our brothers are free. A new era is dawning for us, and we have you to thank for it, warrior. May Adanos protect you.
And also with you. Alright. So that was, irritating as hell.
The Hashishin are defeated. I thank you, Father of Freedom.
And I don't thank you, because you didn't do shit to help yourself.
Here, take this, my liberator. May it help you with what lies ahead.
Angar has a arrow through his hip. Come on. That's not how it works. Can't give up adventuring for that. Gonzalez, you still have my 50,000 gold? No, but you do have high-level water. Why the hell do you have that? He must have been hunting water mages for, like, his entire life. All mine. We still got nomads running around like fools.
What do you want?
And all the slaves are now free. The nomads are just running about like madmen. I suspect the bartender has fled. Yeah. I guess he had too much allegiance with the Hashishin themselves. So you can see that none of the merchants have stayed behind, in spite of the fact that they had the keys to the temple. So I think in spite of the fact that you know, they were supposed to have...
I'm sure you have something else to do.
They were supposed to have stayed behind so that you could kill them and get the keys. I don't know if maybe that script just ended because we already had the keys. But none of them stayed behind, so if you didn't get the keys, you could still be really, really screwed. Right. Well, there's treasure here, but none of it really matters. Again, we're behind on the heavy chest, so there's nothing new here. Alright, so that's all of the cities reconquered. The nomads now hold command over the entire desert as they did in the past, and Alima's dead. That's unfortunate. Well, her dreams of being the most powerful woman in the desert, unfortunately, will never come to fruition. What happened to Hamid's wife? She must have run off. Alright, so all of this has been liberated, and I think we have to report that to Vatras.
The land is free again, as are its wanderers.
Many of our brothers have perished for this. The sand covers their bodies, but their spirits drift with the wind.
And that's all there is to it. So, huzzah, I guess. Now, perhaps Xardas does have something to say about it. Nope.
Grant me...
Alright.
Good.
We're gonna need some hit points for the end game. Or at least I think we will, so... let's go ahead and drop some on that. So there, now we're pretty robust. Alright, so with everything else dealt with, all we have left to do is finish up Xardas' plan. Now, for those of you curious, it used to be possible to get to the other side here, to that platform on the other side, and there, at least at some point, were orcs over there, and there is a cave entrance on the other side there around that corner, and it used to be that you could simply jump over there, but I have noticed in the past that this happens. Wait a minute, I made it. What? Every other time I tried it, I just burned to death in the air. Wow. Alright, well... I'm not really sure why that didn't work before. Now, what was that amulet? What was new to me? Mage's amulet, eh? Well, it's worse than this, but we are going to need it at some point. So yeah, I'm not really sure where this ends up, because I've never really seen it from the other side. What have we here? Ah. Well, now. Aha! Okay. I know where this is. It's interesting that it... Like, I died every time I tried to get over that. Unfortunately, that means I'm probably gonna die trying to get back. There's no real place to land, unless I can get all the way down there. Oh well, it worked. Alright, so now, all we have left to do is destroy these artifacts. Heat the furnace with a focus energy and destroy the artifacts. And that is that. Unfortunately, we are now without our most powerful assets. This one's better than that. So be it. We're not going to wear any of those stupid helms. Alright, well, before we go to Xardas, Xardas will have something to say about our choice here.
I have destroyed the artifacts of Adanos.
You did what? Does that mean that the artifacts are lost forever?
Exactly that.
Then the war of the gods will not be decided in favor of Enos or Beliar.
Exactly.
That was well done. I always knew that you could be counted on.
Bullshit.
But
You always
still
hated
isn't
me.
over. Now we'll see if you are strong enough to finish your work. If you want, I will give you my blessing.
There's not really a whole lot of work to be done, however.
Bless me.
May you always find a source to give you strength on your way. The blessing of Adanos be upon you.
Thanks. And now he gives us the most powerful spells of Adanos, which still are not all that powerful. So nothing big there. Alright, now let's just wrap this up with Xardas and see what he has to say. Where'd he go? Is he in bed? He is in bed.
Why did you wake me?
Because I'm going to tell you something.
The artifacts are destroyed.
It is done. You have decided.
What's the rest of your plan?
I
Excellent.
will remove the remaining divine power from this world. Even I cannot say where this path will take us. But one thing is certain. There is no going back.
What about your power?
I too bear the power of the gods in me. And this power also must be taken from our world.
And how do you think we can do that?
When it is time, we will leave the world and go to the unknown land.
What is the unknown land?
No one knows. There is a portal far to the west, yet no one has been able to open it.
I'll take care of it.
Well, I don't know what to do about that.
We will take them?
Indeed, if we wish to finish what we have begun, we will go together. We will leave this world, and the war of the gods will be no more.
What else needs to be done?
King Robar and Zubin are the chosen of Enos and Beliar.
Therefore, they also bear divine power.
They are obedient servants, little more than marionettes in a war they do not understand.
I'm sure they won't surrender their power willingly.
Probably not. But if we want to free the world, they must do exactly that. Talk to them, if they will listen to you at all, and see to it that their power vanishes from the face of this world.
I'll see what I can do.
Now, yeah, it seems we do need to kill King Robar, unfortunately, for this.
Zubin is dead.
His power is no longer in this world, and that is what matters. Beliar's influence will also become weaker, but it is not yet at an end.
I have the scepter of Varant.
Guard it well. We will need it later.
I have the staff of the Wanderer.
It seems somehow familiar. All right. Keep it. It will be of use to us later.
I don't really know what he means by that. It's a bit strange. Now, what the hell happened to the Dragonstone? I know I had it. Was it just a one-time use thing? Alright, well, unfortunately, we do have to kill Robar. So there's no getting around that, unfortunately. And we've heard his dialogue before. It's the, he said the same thing when we approached him as the servant of Beliar. So, unfortunately, we've got no choice but to kill him. I've got to find an easy way to do that, so that I can get out of here in a hurry. So I can keep my distance. And then find a way to land a hit on him. Dum bum 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 bow meow meow. Well, actually, there is an easy way to do this. Not having to fuss too much about it. Crap, he didn't die. You kidding me? Thought that would kill him. Oh, crap.
Now it's your turn.
Well, I killed everybody else. This is not working. Come on, hurry up and die. There we go. And now. Mwahaha. And that, my friends, is how you conduct an assassination. When you don't really have a firm opening to do it. God damn it, he's still sleeping.
Why did you wake me?
The king is dead.
That fool. He never would have been prepared to leave this world voluntarily. But his power is banished, and Enos is weakened.
There. I have done everything that was necessary.
Then we are ready at last. Ready to leave this world together. With the staff and the scepter, we will open the portal to the unknown land.
And then?
And then we go through. It is just as I said. No one knows the end of the path that we are stepping onto. Let me know when you are ready. I will be here.
Where else? How do you know that the portal will open?
In all the days I have spent here, I have not been idle. I've been able to learn a few things, including the fact that the staff and scepter are much older than we realize.
And?
And that they are of the same workmanship as the portal. Yes, the portal raises many questions. Who built it? Why are there no records of it? When was it built? I've spent a great deal of time studying the interconnectedness of the universe. And despite this, I am still far from understanding it. All I ask of you is that you walk this path together with me, but I cannot do it alone, Decider.
Now, that's a very appealing mystery behind this, and something that if they did do a Gothic sequel, like a proper Gothic sequel, not this Arcania bullshit, I feel like that's what they would have expanded upon, is the story of the truly, truly ancient people, like beyond even the ancient ones whose artifacts we have been seeking for so long. Because the scepter and the staff seem to have been handed down from generations before even the first records of it. So, and of course, they are of the same workmanship as a portal, which God only knows how Xardas managed to find that out even. But everything is just older than recorded history at this point. And so, you know, I guess whether we live or die, Xardas' intention is just that we are not a part of this world anymore for the sake of everybody, trying to find the best possible solution for for mankind and all living beings as a whole, even if it means, you know, we have to tread a path which might lead to our ultimate undoing, but our personal undoing, I should say.
I am ready for the unknown land.
There is nothing keeping me here either.
Well then,
Yes. Time to go.
I noticed that it kind of stuttered a bit there. There's a very good reason for that, as we are about to see. Of course, we do have to run all the way there, and that portal that he's talking about is actually...
I'll tear you apart.
Now this is where things get interesting.
You're gonna get it.
We have paladins here trying to stop us. Very fanatic. And, it seems that Xardas is very, very powerful. Now, they actually have the flame sword. Now, what is there to say about these guys? Well, nothing, really. This is sort of just like a final measure for Piranabites to have given you an obstacle in completing this game. They have placed all these human enemies who have tenuous, like ambiguous ties to Innos and Beliar, and God only knows how the two gods have managed to rally their strongest and most obscure troops against us all at once in such a short amount of time. Now, someone has commented before that I seem to spend a great deal of time trying to rationalize poor design decisions, like poor story writing, poor programming problems, and all this kind of stuff, just to make it work as far as the story goes. This is one of those things I just can't even. Like, it's such a, lazy shortcut just to give you an obstacle before you have to, before you complete the game. And it does not make any really substantial degree of sense to me. And, it stands here in place of a boss battle. There is no boss battle to, end the game the way that the previous two had. So, this is just all you got. I guess essentially the final bosses were, Zubin and Robar. But, of course, there's nothing really outstanding about them apart from the fact that they have high damage and a lot of hit points, so they're not really interesting as far as boss battles go. And apart from that, the really final stroke here is just the journey. And given that there is really just nothing but a long walk ahead of us, I'm not going to show you the whole thing. I'm just going to show you where we end up. So we'll see you all on the other side. Alright, since we're nearly there, I think I'm free to speak again. It's fortunate that we did not encounter any pathfinding problems as far as Xardas goes. He had a couple issues here and there, but he was able to get around it. Whoa. There's more killers here. Yeah, in the first time I've beaten this game, I ran into a problem where Xardas got stuck on a crate, actually, at one of the rivers there, so we were very close to the end, and Xardas just could not get around this crate that was on the side of the little river there. And it was incredible how much he struggled with it, just because like, he would hit the box. Like, let's use this tree as an example. He would hit the box, then turn back around, run back like 30 feet. And I think his AI was trying to find a new path, and for some reason it just couldn't find one, so he'd end up running into the box again, turn back around, run back 23 feet, and just kept doing that over and over again. And I knew that we were at the end of the game, and I just couldn't finish the game because Xardas could not get around the fucking box. And I was so pissed that I was almost in tears. It was obscene how much that pissed me off. And I was finally able to fix it just by going and luring a lurker over to where Xardas was trying to get around the box. And by attacking the lurker, I was able to get Xardas to move away from the box for, far enough that he was actually able to get around it. So, that was the only way I could get him to stop bugging out on it. But it's crazy how much the pathfinding can really screw you in this game if you don't know how to get around it.
What do you know? It works.
Is it just me, or does it seem like Xardas has a really high casting speed? Look at this fool. Might be kind of an artificial way of making Xardas a much tougher enemy if you need to fight him at the end. How did that... Oh, great, I'm bugging out again. Alright. Oh, wow, there's a black troll here now? Great. And there's a bandit, just for some reason. Because why not?
Size isn't everything.
And here we are. This is the portal, although it doesn't really look like one from the outside.
Here we are. It is time to open the portal.
So this means that it's time to bid farewell to the world?
Indeed it is. We will leave the world, but the unknown land awaits us.
And he still has stuff to sell you if you are so inclined. Oh yeah, I got golden arrows. Causes unimaginable woods? I think he meant wounds. So I'm just before we go, I'm curious, oh yeah, I forgot it was his shop. I'm curious what exactly they're made out of. Gold nuggets and arrows. Interesting. So those are one of the most powerful arrows in the game, apparently. Alright, so let's have at this portal then. Activate. Open.
Well then, here we go. We opened the portal to the unknown land and left this world forever. Whatever awaits us there is another story. The royal troops and paladins will once again become numerous and grow in power, pride, and strength. For many years, Lee thirsted for the king's life. Because of Robar's betrayal of him, King Robar is dead. Now Lee's revenge is finally complete. Lee will now become the general of the army. His strong leadership will reunite the scattered bands of humans. His war against the orcs will only end when the last city is freed from the orcs, or Lee dies a hero's death. Gorn will keep fighting against the orcs on his own account. The orcs will learn to fear his very name. The rule of the orcs will last for many years to come. Khan will be celebrated as the conqueror of the Orcish kingdom, and crowned himself the new king of Murtana. Thoris will find one last gate that he will guard, the gate to the desert of Varant. He will become governor of Trellis, and be the only human commander whom the orcs would follow to the death. But ultimately, the orcs will learn to live in peace with the humans. The survivors of the war will return to their cities and lands. A long era of peace will flourish in the kingdom of the humans. I have freed Varant from the rule of the Hashishin. Satyrus the Water Mage will lead the nomads on a long journey, and once again they will follow the path of the Eternal Wanderer, as their forefathers did. Diego will become the richest man in the world. He always had a knack for good deals. Protected by the walls of Morasul, he will build a great trading empire. Lester will finally find his long-sought rest in Braga, and transform the hot sands of the desert into fruitful farmland for his swampweed. Angar is weary of fighting, and will find a peaceful life in isolation among the ruins of Varant. In the mountains of Nordmar, life will soon go on as usual. The barbarians will finally recover the land of their ancestors. It will become quiet in the White Mountains of Nordmar. Milton will remain in the monastery and study the writings of the Ancient Ones. As an old gray man, he will become the wisest of the wise and pass the ancient knowledge on to his students. It will take some time for him to see that my decision was the right one. And Loris? Well, I am sure he will always be right where there is something to be had. Well now, was that all of them? We'll see. Only one thing is certain. All will be well.
And ladies and gentlemen, that is essentially the canonical ending of Gothic 3. However, of course, it leaves some kind of inconsistencies with the terrible story direction that the expansion Forsaken Gods and Arcania kind of rolled with. Because it leaves some kind of finality saying that the orcs and the humans learn to live in peace and kind of coexist. But that's not what we saw. What we saw in Forsaken Gods was that they kind of isolated themselves into their own parts of Murtana and defended the couple cities that each group held on to. And from there, it just seemed like they were preparing for war against each other. And it's just the fact that the ending here gave an impression that at least for a few decades that the orcs and humans would work together. Instead, Forsaken Gods just made it seem like they were instead just staying separate and had kind of an uneasy ceasefire more than anything. And so that's why I despise what Forsaken Gods did with a Gothic story and just ruined whatever hope there was for a proper sequel, in my opinion. And because the way they left it open at the end of this, it seemed like there would have been a bigger underlying mystery as far as like the ancient people go and the nature of the portal and the artifacts and everything. What it seemed to me was it might have left it open for more of a spin-off, something that was independent of the War of the Gods story that the three Gothic games that placed their emphasis on, and instead might have been a different story that had a different mystery to it. Sort of, almost like, there are probably better comparisons, but sort of the way that Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time, that had its own like story progression into it, like the whole convoluted Legend of Zelda alternate timelines and everything. But I would say like Majora's Mask was sort of a spin-off of Ocarina of Time, because there's a totally different mystery, and it's just completely independent of really either. There's nothing that followed Majora's Mask, but it was kind of like its own mystery that was kind of a very interesting diversion. And so that's kind of what I think could have happened with this. Paradabytes could have written a mystery and a plot around the the most ancient of ancients, the people who built the portal and the scepter and the staff and everything, and just created more of their story and something that kind of, like a mystery as old as time itself. And that would have been very interesting to get involved in, even if it's kind of irrelevant as far as the story of Enos and Beliar in the first 3 games went. So it could have been interesting, but they also left it open enough that I think there could have been a sort of like Return of the Gods kind of plot line happening like hundreds of years later. That's kind of like the idea for a sequel I always had, but a lot of people that I talked to, their big gripe with that idea was just the fact that you wouldn't have any of the companions and the just the characters you came to love in the first 3 games. The first 2 really, but yeah, so like you wouldn't really have the setting and the really enjoyable characters that you had in these games, and that's why they didn't really like that idea. But I don't know, everyone has their own idea of what a proper Gothic sequel would have been, and of course none of it had anything to do with what Arcania gave us. And Arcania is a really, really, really sad tale, just because of what it could have been and what they had us think it could have been. I was really excited for Arcania when it was coming out, even though it was not from Piranha Bytes. I thought it had great potential. Some of the preliminary story writing just had me really excited for what the story was going to turn out to be, which turned out to be a load of shit. There was a series of short stories called The Cleaved Maiden, which was just it was like a side story, almost like a prologue, but only for a small area. And it was about this tavern called the Cleaved Maiden, which you do encounter in the game very early on. And just, it showed the, it was like a small bridge between Gothic 3, Forsaken Gods, and Arcania. And you see some characters, people like Gorn and Thoris showed up at some point, and they had other characters discussing the Nameless Hero's ascension to the crown and his dubbing himself Robar the Third. And it had me very intrigued about how they were going to take the story and put their own spin on it. And just altogether, there was nothing anywhere near as satisfying as the Cleaved Maiden stories were. And in fact, the Cleaved Maiden Tavern itself, you only stop there for a matter of an hour. There's nothing you really do with the location there, and you don't hear, if you didn't read anything about the Cleaved Maiden in the prologue story, the place is completely irrelevant. You wouldn't even know why this place is such a big deal. It was just more of a distraction than anything else. And that's really unfortunate, because they could have had something so much better. I just don't think they really had their hearts in it, because it was Spellbound probably getting a really high-paying contract on something they had no real interest in, and I think Joe Wood's sort of micromanagement over the project really spoiled their own creativity with it, because Joe Wood has pretty much ruined almost everything they ever touched. And so it's just really unfortunate how that turned out to be. And well, I guess I don't really have much more to say about that. So, Gothic 3, my friends. there is one more thing I'm going to do before we truly wrap up this walkthrough, just as something kind of amusing, and we're just going to see what happens as a result of it. But apart from that, I'm just going to let the credits roll, and I thank you all for joining me on what it has turned out to be my absolute biggest walkthrough. We have nearly reached 100 episodes for this, and it's all just very kind of overwhelming. I don't even really know what to say at this point. Like, I had so much time to speak during this whole walkthrough that I just don't really have anything more to really add at this point. I'm sorry that I don't have a bigger send-off than this, but I really thank you guys for making this one of my most enjoyable walkthroughs. I've probably gotten more subscribers for this walkthrough than I have for anything I've done prior to this, and it's been a blast. It's been a blast, and I thank you all very kindly for your support for this series, and I hope you will enjoy anything I do in the future. I can say for sure that the Gothic videos will not end here. I do intend to do my vanilla Gothic walkthrough without any story mods, and but I still have to finish a test run of it just to make sure that the game's going to run without breaking, because I tried it with the golden mod. That's what I was doing as a live stream, and I encountered a bug that just absolutely halted my progression. There was a quest update. Urshak wouldn't spawn when he was supposed to, and there's nothing I could have done to fix it, because I saw online almost everyone who played the English version of the mod had that problem. And even using console commands like I used to get through Dark Mysteries just would not solve that problem, and there's just nothing to be done about it. So that's a sad tale, and I'm gonna have to play through again with just a base game just to make sure that I don't run into that problem, even in the unmodded version. So once again, thank you all very kindly for watching, and we'll see what comes in the future. I'll have a few surprises here and there, but otherwise, just stick around, and thank you once again.